The Lotus Sutra, Chapter 5, The Parable of the Plants. At that time, the world-honored one said to Mahakāshyapa and other great disciples, well done, Kāshyapa. You have done well at describing the real blessings of the Tathagata. Truly they are as you say. The Tathagata manifests innumerable, unlimited, countless blessings. If you describe them for innumerable hundreds of millions of eons, you could not finish. You should know, Kāshyapa, that the Tathagata is the king of the Dharma. Nothing he teaches is empty. He preaches all the teachings through wise use of skillful means. All that he teaches leads to a state of comprehensive wisdom. The Tathagata sees and knows where the teachings lead. Penetrating them without hindrance, he understands the deepest workings of all living beings. Moreover, having the most thorough understanding of all the teachings, he reveals his all-encompassing wisdom to living beings. Kāshyapa, suppose that, in the 3,000 great thousandfold world, growing on mountains, along rivers and streams, in valleys and in different soils, there are plants, trees, thickets, forests, and medicinal herbs of various and numerous kinds, with different names and colors. A dense cloud spreads over all of them, covering the whole 3,000 great thousandfold world, and pours rain down on all equally and at the same time. The moisture reaches all the plants, trees, thickets, forests, and medicinal herbs, with their little roots, little stems, little branches, little leaves, their medium-sized roots, medium-sized stems, medium-sized branches, medium-sized leaves, their big roots, big stems, big branches, and big leaves. Every tree, large or small, according to whether it is superior, middling, or inferior, receives its share. The rain from the same cloud goes to each according to its nature and kind, causing it to grow, bloom, and bear fruit. Though all grow in the same soil and are moistened by the same rain, these plants and trees are all different. You should understand, Kāshyapa, that the Tathagata is like this. He appears in this world like the rising of a great cloud, and he extends his great voice universally over the world of human and heavenly beings and asuras, just like the great cloud covers the 3,000 great thousandfold world. In the great assembly, he speaks these words: I am a Tathagata, worthy of offerings, truly awakened, fully clear in conduct, well gone, understanding the world, unexcelled leader, trainer of men, teacher of heavenly beings and people, Buddha, world-honored one. Those who have not yet been saved will be saved. Those who have not been set free will be set free. Those who have had no rest will have rest. Those who have not yet attained nirvana will attain nirvana. I understand both the present world and the worlds to come as they really are. I am one who knows all, one who sees all, one who knows the way, one who opens the way, one who teaches the way. Come to me, all you human and heavenly beings and asuras, and hear the Dharma. At that moment, to hear the Dharma, innumerable tens of millions of billions of kinds of living beings come to where the Buddha is. Then the Tathagata, observing the natural powers of all these beings, whether they were keen or dull, persevering or lazy, taught the Dharma to them according to their abilities in an unlimited variety of ways, so that all rejoiced and were greatly enriched. All these living beings, having heard this Dharma, gained peace and security in their present lives, and afterward were born in good circumstances, joyful in the way, and in being able to hear again the Dharma. Having heard the Dharma, they will be freed from obstacles, and according to their capacity for the teachings, will gradually enter the way. It is just as that great cloud rains on all the plants, trees, thickets, forests, and medicinal herbs. And each, according to its nature and kind, equally receives the moisture, so that it grows and develops. So too the Dharma preached by the Tathagata always has one character and flavor, namely liberation, separation, and extinction, which amounts to the attainment of all-inclusive wisdom. When living beings hear the Dharma of the Tathagata, though they embrace, read, recite, and practice it as preached, they themselves are not aware of the blessing they have received. Why? Because only the Tathagata understands the kind, the character, the embodiment, and the nature of all these living beings, what they have in mind, what they think, and what they practice. He knows how they keep things in mind, how they think, and how they practice. He knows what teachings they keep in mind, what teachings they think about, what teachings they practice, and he knows by what teachings they attain what teachings. Living beings live in a variety of circumstances. Only the Tathagata sees these situations clearly and understands them without hindrance. It is just as those plants, trees, thickets, forests, and medicinal herbs do not know whether their own nature is superior, middling, or inferior. The Tathagata knows that this is a Dharma of one character and flavor, namely liberation, separation, and extinction, an ultimate nirvana of everlasting tranquility, which ends in emptiness. The Buddha, knowing all this and observing the predilections of living beings, guides and protects them. For this reason, he does not immediately teach them all-inclusive wisdom. Kashyapa, you and the others have something most rare. You can understand that the Dharma preached by the Tathagata is appropriate, and you can have faith in it and embrace it. Why is this so rare? Because the Dharma preached by Buddhas, the world-honored ones, according to what is appropriate, is difficult to comprehend and difficult to understand. At that time, the world-honored one, wanting to say what he meant once again, spoke in verse. The Dharma King, breaker of ideas of being, appears in this world. In accord with desires of living beings, he teaches the Dharma in a variety of ways. The Tathagata is highly honored and profoundly wise, yet he has long kept silent about this matter, not wanting to teach it hastily. If the wise hear it, they will be able to believe and understand, but the unwise will have doubts and worries, perpetually missing the point. Therefore, Kashyapa, I teach them according to their strengths, with various explanations, so that they will gain right views. You should know, Kashyapa, it is like a great cloud rising over the world, covering everything everywhere. A beneficent cloud full of moisture, lightning flashing across the sky, and the sound of thunder reverberating afar bring joy to all. The sun's rays are hidden, and the earth becomes cool. The cloud descends and spreads, as if it might be touched or plucked from the sky. The rain falls everywhere, coming down on all sides, flowing everywhere without limit, reaching over the face of the earth. into the hidden recesses of mountains, streams, and steep valleys, where plants and trees grow, and medicinal herbs, big trees and small, 100 grains, rice seedlings, sugarcane, and grapevines. All are moistened by the rain and abundantly enriched. The dry ground is soaked, and both herbs and trees flourish. By the same water that comes from that cloud, plants, trees, thickets, and forests, according to their need, receive moisture. All the trees, superior, middling, or inferior, each according to its size, can grow and develop. Roots, stems, branches, and leaves, blossoms and fruits in brilliant color. One rain goes to all, and all become bright and shiny. Though their bodies, forms, and capacities may be large or small, the moisture they receive is the same, enabling each to flourish. The Buddha is like this. He appears in the world like a great cloud, universally covering all things. Having appeared in the world for the sake of living beings, he makes distinctions in teaching the reality of all things. The great saint, the world-honored one, to human and heavenly beings and in the midst of all beings declares, I am the Tathagata, most honored among people. I appear in the world like a great cloud to shower water on all parched living beings, to free them from suffering, and so attain the joys of peace and comfort, the joys of this world, and the joy of nirvana. Human and heavenly beings, give me your full attention. Gather around and behold the one unexcelled in honor. I am the world-honored one who cannot be surpassed. To bring peace and comfort to all beings, I appear in the world. And for the sake of this assembly, I teach the Dharma, pure as nectar. The Dharma has one flavor of liberation and nirvana. With one wonderful voice, I fluently explain its meaning, for the sake of the great vehicle, always citing causes and conditions. I look upon all things without exception as equal. I have no interest anywhere in favoring one over another, or in cherishing one and hating another. I have no greed or attachments, and am always impartial. At all times and for all, I teach the Dharma equally. As I would to one person, so I preach it to the many. I always preach the Dharma so. I've never done anything else. Going or coming, sitting or standing, I never get weary or downhearted. I have nourished the whole world, like the rain that enriches everywhere. Eminent and humble, high and low, precept keepers and precept breakers, those of great character and those who are imperfect, those of correct views and those of wrong views, quick-witted and dull-witted. I have the Dharma reign equally on all, without sparing or neglecting any. When any living being staying in any environment hear my Dharma, they receive it according to their abilities. Some dwell among human and heavenly beings, or with wheel-turning saintly kings, or with Indra, Brahma, or other kings. These are like the smaller medicinal herbs. Some understand the flawless Dharma, are able to attain nirvana, acquire the 6 divine powers, and obtain the 3 kinds of knowledge. Some live alone in mountain forests, always practice meditation, and become Pratyeka Buddhas. These are the medium-sized medicinal herbs. Some seek to be like the world-honored one, saying, I will become a Buddha. They persevere and practice meditation. These are the superior medicinal herbs. And there are the children of the Buddha, who completely devote themselves to the Buddha way, always practicing compassion. They are assured that they will become Buddhas, and have no doubt about it. These are called small trees. Some, dwelling in peace with divine powers, turn the irreversible wheel, liberating innumerable millions of living beings. Such bodhisattvas are called large trees. The Buddha's unbiased teaching is like the one rain of one flavor. According to their capabilities, living beings receive it differently, just as the plants and trees are all different from one another. The Buddha uses this parable to open and reveal by skillful means, and with various expressions, preaches the one Dharma. But in the wisdom of the Buddha, this is like a drop in the ocean. I have the Dharma rain down, filling the whole world. This one-flavored Dharma is to be practiced according to one's ability, just as those thickets, forests, medicinal herbs and trees, according to their size, grow lush and beautiful. The Dharma of all the Buddhas, always of the same flavor, causes all the worlds everywhere to gain what they need. Practicing it step by step, all can gain the fruit of the way. Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, living in mountain forests in their final incarnations, receiving the Dharma and gaining its fruit, are called medicinal herbs. Each grows in its own way. If there are bodhisattvas who are firm in wisdom, deeply understand the threefold world, and seek the supreme vehicle, they are called small trees. They continue to grow. Again, those who practice meditation gain divine powers, hear about the emptiness of all things, greatly rejoice, and emit innumerable rays of light to liberate living beings, are called large trees. They continue to grow. In this way, Kashyapa, the Dharma preached by the Buddha is just like the great cloud's rain of one flavor, which enriches human flowers so that each will bear fruit. You should understand, Kashyapa, by causal explanations and various kinds of parables, I open and reveal the Buddha way. This is my method of skillful means. All Buddhas do the same. What I teach you and the others now is the utmost truth. None has attained extinction as a Shravaka. What you are practicing is the Bodhisattva way. As you gradually practice and learn, every one of you should become a Buddha.